All right, ladies and gentlemen, how you guys doing today on this Tuesday, February the 15th, 2022? Thank you for joining me here tonight for another metallic episode of Music of Destruction, bringing you the very best in metal-related content right here on YouTube on the only metal channel you need. If you missed anything in the past week, click the eye, bring down that menu. Everything you need to get caught up on all of the latest videos is there. I'd really appreciate it if you do so. If you want me to review anything, make a suggestion in the comments section. Slam, deathcore, metalcore, and modern tech death can fuck off. Remember to subscribe and turn on that notification bell so you don't miss anything. You're looking at one of the hardest working channels in the niche of metal on the platform, and I'm the one that's going to give it to you brutally honest, upfront, controversial, and opinionated and unfiltered. If you like that, you're in the right place. If you don't, click the X and fuck off. Welcome to Album Review Tuesdays here on the channel, and tonight we are going deep beneath the earth into Australia for a look at one of the filthiest underground death doom metal bands with Carcinoid-Metastatic Declination. Now, this album was released in 2019 on Blood Harvest Records, and I'm very, very happy I finally got this on vinyl. I told you guys I'd be buying this album at some point. Now, Carcinoid are a doom death metal band from Melbourne, Australia, and formed back in 2018. Now, I haven't been able to really find a full biography on the band, so I'm just going to go through the lineup and then on to the review. So we have Jess doing the bass, AZ on guitars, Josh on vocals, Wyatt on guitars, and Kit handling the drums. Alright, so let's get into the review, shall we? So the album opens up with a really dark keyboard intro called Dread, which has some very eerie high notes being played throughout with some great dark chanting keys as well that give you an immediate sense of darkness and foreboding, like there's a cataclysmic event that's about to unfold, and it's a great intro that sets the tone for this disgusting, vile album. Next up, we have Sorrow, and this is over 5 minutes of raw, filthy death doom with an emphasis on sounding as rotten and disease-ridden as humanly possible, all with a despondent, melancholic atmosphere and some of the filthiest production on an album, with the bass guitar being at the center of the mixing, with some truly incredible drum work on this track, and the atmosphere here is incredible, and you can feel the disgust and rot high in the air with pummeling, blasting, and frantic chaos emitting from the guitars with the incredible low-end human growling vocals. This is an awesome killer track, guys. Next up, we have Rotting Beneath, and this is a chaotic trip into massive depraved insanity, and the rot continues to unfold like the belly of the damned, with consistent rotting, putrid, viscera-soaked riffs and low-end bass that just thunders through the speakers and gives us an earth-shaking atmosphere like the disease, plague-ridden dead rising and consuming the flesh of the living, but it also invokes deep despair and pain within the listener through its use of doom-like repetition, which solidifies this incredible atmosphere and brutal chaos that takes over completely. And man, does the production on this album ever remind me of Autopsy's Severed Survival in so many ways, and I absolutely love this goddamn track as well. Next up, we have The Drowning, and this is 7 minutes of pus-soaked, slime-ridden, putrid despair and rot that melts your skin and rots you from the inside out. It creates such a disgusting, nauseating atmosphere that it fills the room, but it also invokes some serious headbanging, as does the entire album, and dark emotions. It's amazing at how effective these guys are at conveying this type of atmosphere with these dark, disease-ridden passages with some of the most morbid, dark subjects of plague and despair that it blows the goddamn mind. Alright guys, so let's listen to The Drowning right here on Music of Destruction. Enjoy. And guys, we are back, and the filth and disgust are engulfing with every passing minute of this doom, death, vile masterpiece of rotting despair and blackness. This is exactly what I love in my death doom, is atmosphere, of course, and I hope you guys feel the same way, because this is some of the greatest death doom I've heard in a very, very long time. And the band really knows what they were going for in these aspects with this aesthetic and overall goal of creating some of the most disgusting death doom on the planet, and they've really succeeded at this in spades. This band is not gore splattered immaturity. It's a band obsessed with all things morbid and decayed, and it shows. This is a killer track as well. Next up is Ravenous Being, and this one is a bit faster with some incredible fast blasting beats and sick visceral riffs that eviscerate everything in the room, including yourself. There's some slower doom-laden deep cavernous riffs and vocals on here that sound like they're coming from beyond the abyss. The atmosphere is cold, dripping, and absolutely engulfing with vile acidic viscera that melts the flesh, sounding like corpses rising from the earth to feast on the flesh of the living. The atmosphere on this track emphasizes and captures these themes very, very well, and they're executed with absolute fucking perfection, you guys. This is another slower crawl of rigor mortis filled despair, but also some chaotic, panic stricken blasting brutality that combines very well to give this track its atmosphere and emotional context. Great track here as well. Next up, we have the title track, Metastatic Declination, and man, does this song ever kick some serious death doom ass. This is some of the best drum work on the record, and of course that putrid, vile filth emitting from the raw production and the static-filled guitar work and some of the lowest end bass production I've heard, and that's the way this was really mixed so awesome that suits this style of death doom. It's also got its fast, brutal aspects as well, which I love in this track a lot. What really sets it in, though, is the cavernous despair and rot-fueled aesthetics that make this some of the best rotten death doom in the fucking underground. The disease plague-filled atmosphere that emits from the instrumentation is immensely powerful and satisfying. And as if this had a cleaner production, it would not be effective at conveying the overall goal of what this album is: disease, rot, and despair. This is perfect stuff. Next up, we have another 7-minute disgusting rot-filled masterpiece called Sickness, which is nothing but plague-spawned pus and slime running down the arms and legs of the undead, while the bones of the living are melted away by this vile diseased horde. The instrumentation paints these visions and emotions very effectively, and this is immaculately crafted death doom with so much atmosphere that it blows me away. There's so much suffocating atmosphere on this track that it begs the question, what the hell was the inspiration behind a complete and utter trip into madness other than obsession with death, despair, and morbid decay? And that's exactly what spews forth on this track. This is killer stuff as well. Closing out this masterpiece of vile filth and cavernous rotting decay is Suffering Reborn, and my god, what a way to close this fucking album. This is a faster paced death doom metal attack on all of your senses, like someone who's died and been resurrected only to go through this entire process of suffering and plague all over again, while your flesh is being devoured from the inside out from the infection of the disease-ridden infection and plague. And that's what this whole album sounds like, a one big ordeal with disease, rot, putridity, and despair, and man, does it ever work. This is one of the best tracks on the album, and the doom-death combo in the riffing and bass work, drums and vocals, are so inhuman that it's unreal. This is an amazing way to close out this record. The final verdict for Metastatic Declination from Carcinoid is getting a 10 out of 10, man. Go out and buy this right now. You can get it on Nuclear War Now Productions, which is where I got my copy. I highly, highly recommend this. This is some of the best death doom you'll ever come across. You can also get it over on Blood Harvest Records as well. Awesome stuff. Alright, so there you have it. Another album review in the books here on Music of Destruction. Hope you enjoyed the premiere. If you're new, subscribe, turn on that notification bell so you don't miss anything. Teespring.com/Music of Destruction for merch there, or music-of-destruction. Bonfire.com/store/music-of-destruction for all of my merch there. Go check it out. If you want to support through Patreon, The Seed episode 35, The History of Cryptopsy, is up there right now. Working on a new podcast very soon. It will be out before the end of February. Patreon.com/Music of Destruction. Pick the $5 tier. I'll also leave links in the description where you can pick up Carcinoid-Metastatic Declination. Awesome album. Thank you guys for watching tonight. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video. We'll see you for Album Ranking Wednesdays. Cheers. See you in the next video.